practice using the adverb tan. T-A-N. That means so. The adverb tan has these variations: tanto or tanta for masculine and for feminine, singular or uncountable, and tantos and tantas for countable and plural, okay? So, tanto tanta means so much. Tantos tantas means so many, okay? Also, tantos and tantas, as you can see, the S at the end of the word is plural, right? These are countable. The singular for countable is tan, right? And tanto tanta is just uncountable. We will see some examples here so we can understand well and clearly when we have to use each case. So in blue, I have the sentence in Spanish. In black, the sentence in English. Let's begin with the first example. This is an exclamation. Es tan bueno. Es tan bueno. This means he is so good. Está tan lejos que no lo puedo ver. Está tan lejos que no lo puedo ver. This means it is so far away, or just far, that I cannot see it. Okay? Look at the order of the words here. I can not see it. Okay? Puedo is a conjugation of the verb to be able to, okay, or to can. Ver is the verb to see. Take a look at this. Here we say he is so good, and here we say it is so far away, right? So, what makes us determine whether this is a he and this is a it? Just the context, okay? Because here actually we are omitting the pronoun, because the pronoun is implicit in the verb. The verb tells me this is, the subject is the third person of the singular, he, she, or it. So, since here I'm saying so good, I assume it is a human being, then I assume it is a he or a she, right? And here, it is so far away, I'm assuming it is so far away that I cannot see it. So I am assuming here it is an object, okay? But it could also be a person. Now something else. Here in English, these two translate using the verb to be, right? He is so good and it is so far away, the verb to be. But in Spanish, I'm using two different verbs. The verb ser and the verb estar, okay? The first sentence is the verb ser. The second one, verb estar. I've spoken of this difference before. We use the verb ser in Spanish as the verb to be in English when we're talking about an intrinsic feature or characteristic of the subject. When it is something impermanent, or usually impermanent, that can be changed, then we use the verb estar, right? First case ser, second case estar. Let me give you an example. An intrinsic feature can be I am John, for example, because I am John and I will always be John. I am a man, right? Man is something that doesn't change, right? I was born a man and I will always be a man. In Spanish, for these cases, we use the verb ser. Yo soy Rodrigo. Yo soy John. Yo soy un hombre. Okay? Also, the characteristic or the feature goodness, it's also considered intrinsic, right? So in Spanish we say that somebody is good, he is, él es bueno, okay? Es bueno, verb ser. But if it is something, a feature that is mutable, that can change, like being happy, being sad, okay, that's not impermanent, then we use the verb estar. In Spanish I would say, yo estoy contento, or feliz, I am happy, or yo estoy triste, sad, okay? So in this case, something is far away. That is not something permanent because the distance can change. So we also use verb estar for something that is impermanent, okay? So both ser and estar, they translate in English as the verb to be. But depending on the case, we use in Spanish either verb ser or verb estar. Next example. Este vestido es tan lindo cuanto caro. This dress is so beautiful as it is expensive, right? These are expensive. These are different examples using the adverb tan, which means so, right? In this case, it would be as, right? As beautiful as it is expensive, right? Or so beautiful as it is expensive. In Spanish, tan means so. But here we can see three different uses of the same adverb. Now look at this. Este vestido es tan lindo. This dress is so beautiful. Here we are using the verb ser. Verb to be, like verb ser. Why? Because beauty is considered something intrinsic, right? It's not something mutable like being dirty or being clean. Then we would use verb estar. We would say está tan sucio. It is so dirty. But we're talking about beauty that is considered intrinsic. Then we use verb ser. We say es tan lindo. So beauty is considered intrinsic, same as goodness. Está tan nublado que creo que va a llover. Está tan nublado que creo que va a llover. It is so cloudy that I think that it will rain. Okay? Here it's another example using the adverb tan. And look at this. It is so cloudy. Cloudy, the state of the weather condition, is something very mutable, right? It's not permanent. So we use the verb estar instead of the verb ser. That's why here we use the verb estar. It is so cloudy. Hay tanta gente hoy. Hay tanta gente hoy. This means there are so many people today. There are so many people today. You can see tanta and tanto, depending feminine or masculine, right? Means so much, right? So much. Uncountable, not countable. The thing is that in Spanish, the word for people, which is gente, is not countable. That's why gente is used tanta, because it's feminine and because it's not countable. That's why we use so much, okay? Hay means there is or there are, right? This single